Today's list of cool inventions is dedicated to the automotive industry. It opens with a set of 8 wireless signal lamps. They will be useful on any road and even off-road in the dark. The lamps are characterized by extraordinary brightness. Their red glow, according to the creators, can be seen for 1,000 yards. However, you need to look either from a height or in a perfect straight line without a single obstacle. The lamps are made in the form of rectangles with sides of 3 and 3.9 inches, so it is convenient to insert them into traffic cones. They can withstand up to 6 tons of pressure and will not die under the wheels. The price of the set starts from $750. After thousands of miles, somewhere on the edge of the world, the engine may be humming from high temperatures. It's time to stop and flush the radiator. It's also a good idea to clean the interior and wipe the windows. The German invention Seesucker will help to carry out qualitative wet cleaning of the car. Behind the funny name, there is a powerful thing consisting of water cylinders and a shower. The cylinders, by the way, are given a separate name, water port. Their total volume is 3.9 gallons. Seesucker and water port are attached to the body with 5-inch vacuum mounts. To make the water run under pressure, air is pumped into the cylinders. This can be done with any bicycle pump. The price of the invention is $405. For those who can't imagine traveling without their motorcycle, the Rampage power lift loading system has been created. It is suitable for transporting even the heaviest choppers and pickups, vans, and trailers. The system is easy to install. It attaches to the semi-truck with 3 bolts at the head end and 1 in the center of the unit. One side of the nut stays in the bottom, so you only need to screw or unscrew the Rampage itself. The unit is 8 feet long and half a meter wide. With it, the tailgate will be relieved of the load. In pickup trucks with extended bodywork, the Rampage will fit in its entirety, as if the vehicle came off the assembly line in this configuration. One of the reasons that the engine loses power is oil drip fouling. The problem is widespread and quite serious. A small plastic device, an oil separator, will help to deal with it. It works like an ordinary filter. Through one tube comes air mixed with oil microparticles. At the end of the way, it meets a dense membrane. The oil flows into a container with a capacity of up to 5 fluid ounces, and the purified air jet is blown out of the second tube. The separator takes about 30 minutes to install. It connects to factory-type hose connections. Each separator is designed for a specific car model. Its price is $227. Why does a pickup truck trunk need a second lid? Because the first one may not close because the load is too long. Factory lids are installed on strong hinges and can hold some part of objects on weight. In such cases, you have to pull the body with ropes, but the reliability of this option is extremely low. The innovative cover from Bring It is hinged on the main cover and rides in the pickup truck, waiting for its time. Its original color is matte black, but the authors promise to repaint it in any other color at the customer's request. They also offer an optional rear-view camera and ask for $3,039 for everything together. Owners of sedans from Chevy, Ford, Dodge, and Chrysler are in luck. Only for them, fashionable ultra-modern rear window blinds have been developed. Externally, the blinds claim to be an example of design art, so they can be considered as an element of styling. The blinds are made of dense plastic. In size, shape, and pattern, they are selected for each car individually. Initially, the blinds are sold in black color, but it is easy to repaint them or even adapt them to airbrush. They are held on an adhesive base that retains its properties in weather from -20 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. If the frost to -20 degrees Fahrenheit is quite realistic, Then to be on the street at 190 degrees Fahrenheit has not yet been possible for anyone. The blinds cost $460. Front-wheel drive hatchbacks, minivans, sedans, and other tiny Japanese cars become helpless when a few inches of snow falls. They are not at all designed for racing in a snowstorm. At the moment when your car gets stuck in a pothole or stake, the Snow Road Escape tool comes to the rescue. It's a 5-ounce hard piece of pressed cellulose. You should put it under the drive wheel and press the gas pedal. The car will probably catch and climb out. Military off-road vehicles and tractors are pulled in the same way, only they throw whole logs under their wheels. A neat little plate made of cellulose will fit in the trunk or on the back seat. It is better to keep it there permanently because not always on the road there are good samurai ready to rock and push the car out. The yellow caps on the wheel bolts are not an ornament, but a clever indicator that detects the first symptoms of unbalance. The caps are pulled tight on each bolt and placed with the spouts facing each other. If the spouts move apart during use, it means that the bolts are torqued, and it is necessary to go to the station. Also, the bolt threads that have been knocked off may be subject to friction. The caps will react to this as well. At temperatures from 320 degrees Fahrenheit, they will start to melt and change position accordingly. They are primarily designed for trucks that operate at their limits on a daily basis. No less serious overloads are experienced by racing cars, but there the mechanics team will tell you without any caps that the wheel has 2 laps left. Most often, bicycles are transported on top of racks or racks attached to the frame of the vehicle. But minibus owners can afford the unheard-of luxury of folding down the rear seats and putting their bikes inside the cabin. But how will they be positioned? Probably upside down. The pedals would scratch the trim, the handlebars the glass. The invention of 2 Italian guys can be called a parking lot for bicycles built into the minibus. Keeping an upright position, the bicycle leaves free space for other things. Of course, the invention looks like it was designed exclusively for travelers, but the authors of the project are sure that it will come in handy in the city. On Kickstarter, they even describe such a situation. A person suddenly wanted to go to the PAP, and it rained outside the window. The person doesn't get upset because they can hide the bike in the interior of the van. And how often do you meet people who come to the PAP on a bicycle and a minibus at the same time? The price of the invention is about $265. Large, high-traction pickup trucks like the Ford F350 or Suzuki D-Max will easily pull a load several times their body size. A cart of firewood or a family camper will seem like a tin can dangling on a string. On the road, however, dangling is more than dangerous. Geny Hitch has developed a rigid swivel coupling for oversized trailers. The base of the coupling is welded into the center of the body. The camper hitch is slipped on top and clamped. The creators guarantee a smooth ride and predictable cornering behavior, but they warn, for the first 1,000 miles the connection will be recycled and then it will begin to serve without fail. So here's one idea to finish off the neighbors. Put on a camper and do 500 laps around the block. Sometimes you need to wipe the windshield not only with wipers, but also with a rag. Surprisingly, even for such an elementary task, there is a special device. The kit from Windshield Wow includes a moisture-absorbing cloth that doesn't leave a divot in the liquid and a handle with clamps. Initially, similar sets appeared in computer hardware stores, monitors were treated with them, and now the technology has reached the automobile industry. The handle will allow you to press the cloth more tightly against the glass and ensure shiny surfaces from accidental prints in the palm of your hand and fingers. Tests have shown that with Windshield Wow, the car sparkles. The kit is priced at $132. The next new product is designed for drag racing. It's a sport that only seems simple. 10 seconds in a straight line and the finish line. In fact, a lifetime can be packed into seconds. While the wide rear wheels burn the asphalt and the front wheels try to wiggle to the side, the racer must have time to stick one after another 3 or 4 gears. Without lightning-fast shifting of gears, the race will end in defeat at best and engine repair at worst. Special transmission levers were created especially for drag racing. They are made either in the form of one massive switch, moving only forward or backward, or in the form of 3 or 4 switches, plugged in alternately. At breakneck speeds, there's no time to draw a snake with a standard box. You can also install the levers on a city car, for example, to become the king of starts at traffic lights. For drag racing, you need a convenient gearbox between the seats, and for circuit racing, it is better to install paddles on the steering wheel. New on the automotive market are smart paddle shifters with LED lighting. The paddles are somewhat reminiscent of motorcycle or bicycle paddles. First of all, there are 2 of them. One is responsible for upshifting, the second for downshifting. Secondly, they're located right under the fingers so that the click passes without taking off from the steering wheel. The pedals are screwed in exactly in place of the factory box. Flashing indicators stretched across their entire body tell you when the revs are already approaching the limit. The color of the lights is customizable via your smartphone. Pricing for the smart paddle shifter starts at $239. Often small trucks lack rear steps and workers have to literally jump boxes. European company Venrex recognized the problem and created removable modular steps. They're designed to fit dozens of the most popular truck models. The steps consist of 3 large elements. The middle one is easily removable. This is done in order to open access to the tow bar. Steps significantly reduce the ground clearance of the car, but on ideal roads will not be a hindrance. The price of the set is $250. The Morelli Design Studio was abuzz that day. The fashion industry professionals couldn't think of a way to make cars even a little more beautiful. The most attractive car for 50 years has been the Lamborghini Miura, the most repulsive Fiat multiplay of the late 1990s. So how to turn all the other models into a work of art? That's when Morelli decided to tackle the lighting elements. They created headlamps displaying various inscriptions, air intakes on the front Dodger, flooded with light. Of course, the dashboard, decorated better than a Christmas tree, was not forgotten. All these LED strips create a festive feeling, but the main thing is that they do not distract drivers or other road users from the road. Gone are the days when big cast-iron V-twin engines rattled the streets. Nowadays, even the most expensive cars are satisfied with aluminum engines, compensating for low power with turbines and electronic gimmicks. But if it's not only speed that matters, but also sound, there's a way to make the exhaust louder. Acoustic system from Engine Vox company is installed on the muffler. The budget version of such tuning provides installation of 2 speakers of the most expensive 8. Smart sensors catch the tats of the engine and adjust to it. So about the missteps, when not started, the car roars in the parking lot will not happen. The creators of the system guarantee that their sound is indistinguishable from the real one from the 1970s.